In the last episode, we broke down CVTs, the gearless transmissions that some people love and others just can't stand. Now, let's go back to the beginning, the manual transmission. Mechanically simple, incredibly engaging, and for many drivers, still the purest connection between you and your car. A manual is the most straightforward transmission design, a clutch pedal, a shifter, and a set of gears. When you press the clutch, you disconnect the engine from the wheels. That lets you shift gears without stalling. Move the shifter and you're literally sliding a collar to lock a gear onto the output shaft. Think of it like a bicycle. Shift to a smaller gear for speed or a bigger gear for torque. But there's more going on than just sliding gears. Inside, synchros or synchronizers do the hard work. Imagine trying to mesh two spinning fans. If one's going faster than the other, they clash. A synchro speeds one up or slows one down so that they meet smoothly. And that ties into rev-matching. When you downshift, the engine needs to spin faster to match the lower gear. So blipping the throttle raises the RPM so the shift is smooth. Do it right and it feels seamless. Do it wrong and you'll feel a jolt or maybe even hear a grind. So why do people still love manuals? Well, they're simpler than automatics with fewer moving parts. And so often they're easier or cheaper to repair if something goes wrong. And they give you total control over when to shift. And of course, they can make driving a lot more fun. But there's a reason less than 1% of new cars sold in the US today have a manual. For starters, automatics and dual clutches have gotten faster, smoother, and way more efficient. But a big factor was fuel economy and emissions rules. When the EPA tests cars for fuel economy, they have to run in the mode they start in. Automatics can be programmed to upshift early during those cycles, squeezing out better results, but manuals can't. The driver always decides the shifts. That meant manuals often looked worse on paper, even if they weren't in the real world. And because car makers have to meet strict fleet-wide fuel economy standards called CAFE rules, manuals just became a liability. To compensate, manufacturers gave them taller gearing, which helped in the test but hurt acceleration. And over time, fewer companies wanted the hassle, and manuals just faded from the mainstream. In theory, manuals can be quite quick. Some hit 60 in second gear, meaning you have only one shift to 60. But those tall ratios often blunt acceleration, meaning modern automatics and DCTs use shorter gearing, lightning fast shifts, and launch control. They can keep the engine in the sweet spot better than most humans can, and that's why today a 10-speed automatic Mustang GT will usually beat the manual to 60. And not all manuals feel the same. Older cars often use cable clutches, heavier but more direct. Modern cars tend to use hydraulic clutches, which are smoother and self-adjusting. And then there's the infamous money shift, when a driver accidentally grabs the wrong gear, like second instead of fourth at a high speed. The engine over revs and the repair bill can be catastrophic. It's part of why precision and rev matching matter so much in a manual. So if they're slower, less efficient, and less common, why are people still buying them? Well, because manuals make driving feel like driving. They turn every trip into something you're part of, not just a passenger along for the ride. Enthusiast favorites like the Miata, Civic Si, or even the Porsche 911 or the CT5 Blackwing still offer manuals, because for some of us, nothing else will ever do. This is Wrench and Reason, where we break down the machines we drive and the tech behind them so you can make smarter choices and enjoy your car even more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.